Hi, I'm Brandon Potter. I play Quintus on The Chosen. Check out my interview on Risen Magazine. And thank you so much for all the support over the years.
They're here for Jesus of Nazareth.
More valuable than gold, more precious than rubies.
Force them out. We are still Rome.
It's so amazing to get to see you. Here we're on the set. They're massive, they're incredible, they're beautiful. I mean, as an actor, getting that to be where you play, like talk to me about how that changes your performance or enhances it.
So there are kind of two things to the set here that are incredible and rare, and I feel, grateful and blessed and all that stuff to have access to and be able to play on. One is the set, the city, because it's not just a bunch of facades. I mean, as you saw, they are brick and mortar buildings. You can go upstairs and hang out on the balcony, and there's furniture in there, and there's Bronze Age merchant stalls and all of that stuff. The benefit of having a set like that is crazy because you don't have to use your imagination. I know that sounds weird coming from an actor, who uses their imagination professionally, but the less you have to use your imagination, the better, so that you can focus on other things, maybe your emotional life or the story or how you're supposed to hit your marks or whatever. So that's just incredible. Not to mention it looks really great. The other thing is the soundstage. And the soundstage has been an absolute game changer for us at The Chosen because before we were shooting in warehouses or maybe even outside. So anytime a plane flew overhead, we had to stop, like kids playing stickball in the street. It's like car, so everyone would have to stop. If we change camera or lighting setups, there's just logistics of moving around all of that gear, whereas in a soundstage, that gear is already there. Right? You can be setting up one set while you're shooting on another, so you can move right from one to the other. It makes everything go so much smoother and faster. So as an actor, I get interrupted less, which I love, and production loves too, because that means we get to shoot faster and more efficiently. It's just been amazing to have access to all these resources.
I got to see just a hint of some of what you're up to for season 4. And no spoilers, but the scene that I saw, your personality was still large and was still fun and was still Quintus. Talk to me a little bit about what you can share.
Season 4 oh boy. Season 4 comes at you hard and fast, and it doesn't relent, so buckle up. And what that means is that there's a lot of real consequences now. Someone said it's where the rubber meets the road, season 4, right? Quintus has been able to do whatever sort of stuff he wants to do unimpeded by other factors in the Roman government. Jesus and his followers have been gaining influence, but that's more of an annoyance to him in seasons 1 through 3. But now, things actually happen. The pressure's got to be released somewhere, and I'm really, really excited for the audience to see how things shake out.
Obviously, it's from this, ancient book that is still relevant in lives today, being the Bible. But does it ever surprise you that, when things are coming out, it's like, well, America's very contrasted right now, and that's one of the main themes of this season, right? But how could you have known that a year ago when you were writing the script, so to speak?
Well, I think, great art, whether it's like a Greek tragedy or, a modern television show, the great ones have a degree of universality to them. And by that, I mean it speaks to an essential element in the human condition. And this is the greatest story ever told, right? So obviously it speaks to the human condition in a timeless way. So to answer your question, I am always both sort of surprised and I kind of expect it. This is really good art. Of course it's going to speak to what's going on now. And I think because it's good art, it will speak to what's going on in some way or another 50 years from now, And I think it speaks to what happened 50 years ago and 500 years ago and obviously 2,000 years ago.
Coming in playing Quintus, which I think is one of the best characters. So fun. But for you, what has been the most rewarding aspect to that? Or even a surprising element that you didn't think would satisfy you as much as playing him as it actually does?
That's a good question. The most rewarding aspect of it has been interactions with fans. And I was talking to someone about this earlier today, that, my castmates have these sort of touching interactions with fans, right? That, they cry together. They have these spiritual revelations together. Well, no one has those interactions with Quintus, right? No one's come to me and been like, oh my gosh, your character really, like, that doesn't happen. But we do come together and laugh. And the fact that, like, that fan interactions go from, they encompass the entire range from laughing to crying and everything in between, speaks to, like, the breadth of what this show does. So that has been the most rewarding thing, that I can help contribute some, even though I'm a bad guy and I do terrible things, some levity, to this big and important story. In terms of being surprised by something, I think I'm surprised at how long it can take for, like, the pressure inside of a character to build. Like, I think I have a deeper appreciation for arcs, for TV arcs, because so much of the stuff that I did was like plays or movies, and that all happens in 2 hours. And this happens over years and years, right? 7 seasons is what we're planning on doing. And what that means is that it doesn't, you don't have one incident, in minute 20 of the show, and then now you're different by minute 45, right? You really have to stay there and drill down for a season and a half in order to really make that change complete and to make it a payoff for the audience. That has been surprising and delightful for me. Maybe not surprising, but new to me in my process, and I have loved every minute of it, of really drilling down into this guy.